Yeah, all of you are on mute, like to avoid any background noise. Any questions, if you have, you can use Zoom chat or raise your hand so that I can unmute you. And good morning, everyone, for joining. I think, okay. Yeah. Okay, before we go on, let me introduce myself. I'm Preeti here. I'll be the instructor for this course. I have almost 16 years of experience into IT, played different roles and worked with different technologies and have a vast experience on DevOps. And I have also conducted corporate as well as online trainings for various tools in DevOps like Kubernetes, Terraform, and I'm a certified experienced professional in Kubernetes and Terraform as well. That's a brief about myself. And currently, I'm working as a DevOps manager. And let me talk about the course. The main agenda of this training is to help audience to work in the projects confidently and clear the interviews. That's the main agenda of the course. Like for people whoever are interested to make a switch in their career or switch over the technologies, this is the course for them. If you are serious, if you are really interested to make a move in your career, you are in the right place. Right. So here we'll be dealing with every topic from the basics till advanced concepts so that you'll be comfortable working in the projects, troubleshooting the things, and you'll add value to the projects. And that is the main agenda. So how do you achieve it and all we'll discuss. And this batch, like this batch of students, like we'll have people from different experience levels, different expertise, different backgrounds. So that's the reason we will go from the basics till advanced concepts. Basics are very important, the fundas to troubleshoot the things and to clear the issues in the real world. So that's where this is coming from. And yeah, let's get started with the course. Today we'll talk about the high level or a big picture of what DevOps is all about. And yeah, before I go on, I would request everyone to use the Zoom chat for any queries or anything, or you can raise your hand. If you raise your hand, I can allow you to unmute yourself and speak out. Right? Let's have an interactive sessions. And what are all the things you will be getting with the course? Like what are the offers you have? What are the benefits? I'll be again come to those things in some time. Let's begin with the agenda for today. So we'll talk about big picture of DevOps, like what is DevOps, why DevOps came in, what are the roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer, what is a DevOps delivery pipeline, what are the DevOps tools and skills. These are the things we'll be talking about today. Right, so like many of you might be aware of what is DevOps and all, some of you are completely new. Let's recap the things for who already know these things that will benefit everyone in the batch. So let's get started understanding what is DevOps and why this came in. I think you all can see the black screen now. Okay, let us talk about what is DevOps. When you are learning something, it's very important to understand what is it, why it, why to learn it or why to use it, and why this came into picture, and how to implement it. These are the three questions we should get clarity with when you are learning anything, right? So first, let's begin with like what is DevOps. To understand this, let me take a simple use cases, and also let me just try to split the term DevOps and let's try to understand this thoroughly. If you see this term DevOps, it clearly tells you it's a combination of dev and ops. What is meant by development and what is meant by operations? So the DevOps is a combination of terms like development and operations. Like why, where is this coming from? How is this term coined? Let's see. Like if you are working for any application, like any application, let's take a simple Gmail application or else online banking application or else online networking application, whatever it is, for the application to reach the end users, or else like if you are using the application, means like I'm using some GoToMeeting, I'm using Zoom, I'm end user for those, right? So if you are using any application, means it has gone through a lot of process. Many teams are working on it at the back end. That's why like end users can use it, right? There will be many teams involved, lot of process involved for releasing or for making the application reach end users, right? So let's take some online shopping application like Amazon.in. Right. So for this application to reach end users, many teams are involved. Definitely many teams. Here I am focusing or highlighting three teams called development team, testing team, or QA team. Let me say QA professionals, and then operations. Right. These are the three teams. So if you talk about development team, they write the code, they build the application, they design the application, they they build it, right? And they also share the application to end users, and depending on the feedback they would redesign or rebuild, and that's how it works, right? Let's take, okay, development is nothing but where developers or programmers are involved, where they'll write the code. Once they write the code, and like let's say, okay, they have completed the code, that code will be handed over to QA team, quality assurance team, or testing team, whatever you call it. They will test the application. Again, there are different levels of testing, different types of testing, different testing tools or manual testing, whatever it is. The whole agenda is they'll test the application. And once the application is meeting the expectations of the client, like let's say Amazon.in might have got some expectations, right? They might have got some requirements. So if it is as per the requirements, they'll pass the test. Otherwise, QA team will fail the test and they'll send again back to the development team. They have to fix it, and this process keep on working, like this keep on continuous. There's a continuous process till the application is as per the expectations, until the application is defect free, bug free. Once it is defect free or bug free, they'll share this application to ops teams. It's a responsibility of ops teams to deploy this. Deploy means run for anyone from different backgrounds. I'm just giving in a layman terms. It's like running the application so that end users can use it. Right? This is how it works. So in this process, let's say, okay, development team have developed it, QA team have written the test cases, ops teams have to deploy it. But to run this application and see it reaches end users, it takes some time, maybe months, right? Because ops teams have to work with underlying versions of the softwares, underlying OS operating systems, the servers, all of them, they have to check and see the application is running. Let's suppose this is some application called, let's say some gaming application called X or Y, whatever, right? That needs some specifications, that has what some sort of specifications, like it needs Ubuntu 16, whatever, and it needs some Java, specific version of Java 17 and so on. So ops teams have to configure all of that, see the servers are ready with all these configurations, and see the application is running, right? This is what they have to look at. But this will take a lot of time. And also this development team may give the instruction document to them. Like what versions of Java should be there, what operating systems should be there. Even the ops teams follow it. Some of the instruction document may not be working. Some of them may be working, but some of them may be working, but I'm sorry, some of them may be working, but like the versions of the softwares and the compatibleness may not be there, right? There will be a lot of issues. Also, let's say they have fixed the compatibilities, they have checked the right versions of the operating systems, they have checked the right versions of the softwares, but let's say, oh, and they have deployed. Later on, like after some time, if something goes wrong, again, they have to fix it, right? Means they have to see that the application is not broken, or if something is broken they have to bring it back immediately. They have to check for high availability. They have to do lot many checks. And also the instruction document shared by development team may not be working, or else may not be properly understood by ops teams. All of these challenges are there which they have to overcome. Definitely deployment is taking some time, right? So deployments will become slow. Like how to overcome this, right? Isn't it? So that's one of the reasons. Deployments, how to make the deployments faster. That's the first reason, right? How can we make it faster, and why are the instruction documents given by development team not clear to ops team and all? Because if you see, these three teams are having different skill set. Their core competencies are different, right? Development team will have a good programming skills. Ops teams may have the operation skill set, but not the development instructions, like which software version they have to put, and all the instructions written by developers might be from the perspective of development. So there is a lot of differences because of their skill set difference, because of their core competencies are different. There is a gap between them. and the deployments are taking more time and they were slow. How to ace the deployments, how to make the deployments faster, how to accelerate the speed of deployments. Correct? That's the first reason. Second reason is, okay, let's talk about development team here and ops team. If development teams, okay, they are working on coding, designing, and building, right? They work for the server management, they work for the services, networks, logins, access, all of this would be taken care by ops teams. Correct? If development team need any operating system to run some execution or to do some test case execution, like maybe the first level, like unit testing will be done by developers. So whatever, if they have to perform their task, let's say they need some operating system, they are not supposed to configure or spin up on their own. They would be requesting the ops teams. Ops teams will serve the request of dev team, right? But before they serve the request, they would do lot of checks. If they provide this operating system or if they bring up this new service, is it going to have any side effect on other services? Is it going to bring other services down or any other networks getting impacted or any other logins going to, they will do lot of checks because they are responsible if something goes wrong. Meanwhile, developers will be still waiting for the change they need, right? So there is a gap, there is a difference between them because developers think that ops teams are always taking a lot of time to serve the request. Ops team think that development team is requesting something which they are not sure of, right? There's a gap between the teams, right? Because there is no proper understanding. Dev team doesn't understand the challenges of ops team doesn't understand the challenges of dev team and QA team, and there's a gap between them. And dev team always look for agility in the infrastructure. They need some changes, right? They need some new operating systems, new services to execute their tasks. Ops teams always look for stability. If something is changed, it should be always stable. The infrastructure should be stable. All of these things will be verified by the ops teams. So there is a gap between them. Because of this gap, there is no proper collaboration, proper understanding. How to eliminate this gap? That's the second reason. How to eliminate the gap between the teams? How can we make them work together as a single team with a proper collaboration, with a proper understanding so that the productivity could be great? How was this possible? How to overcome all of these things, right? So these are two reasons why DevOps came in. Are there any other reasons? Of course, to overcome to overcome the drawbacks posed by traditional methodologies. Before I come to the third reason, let me give you a simple hint here. Here, some time back, I'm just talking about this, right? Ops team struggle to deploy the application and it should be overcome. How it is overcome here? That's where Docker comes in and the concept of containerization, with which ops teams need not struggle on the underlying dependencies, underlying compatibilities to deploy the application. Developers, the way they hand over the application will change. Earlier, developers were just handing over the artifact to ops teams. Artifact means, let's say, the output. Let's talk about a simple application of Java. They will hand over the Java artifact. Those to understand what is this artifact, you don't need to learn Java for this. Okay, I'm just taking some example. It could be an application written in any language. It's taken care by developers. DevOps team don't write the code. So I'm just giving an example. The artifact is shared earlier. To deploy this artifact, the deployment team or ops teams have to struggle with the underlying dependencies, the versions, the compatibilities, and deploy it. But now with the Docker, it is containerized. Means dev team will not share just the artifact. Artifact is coming along with the dependencies and binaries, which is called a Docker image. They'll share this to ops teams. Means DevOps team. I'm talking about this is the traditional approach, but DevOps teams comes in where they'll receive the containerized application, so they don't need to work on the underlying dependencies. That's how the application deployments become faster. Don't worry, I'm just giving a high level picture here. We are going to deep dive into these concepts in the coming classes. We are going to deep dive, we are going to do hands-on. You will see what is containerization, how containerization makes deployments faster. All of that will be understood. Okay. So we discussed two reasons. We'll go for the third reason why DevOps came in. Are we good and clear? Okay, there's a question from Abhishek. So artifact is .java file, that source code of Java. No, Abhishek, not exactly. Artifact is the var file or jar file or ER file which developers will create and share it. Of course, they'll containerize it. Artifact of Java means it's a outcome of packaging. Developers will have to provide the artifact. What is again packaging? What is that artifact also? We'll deep dive. Again, for that, you don't need to know Java language. I'm just telling this because there are people who may get confused. So I have unmuted you. I see your hand raised there. If any questions, you can unmute and go on. Right, these are the two reasons. Before we go for the third reason, any more questions from anyone? Is this much clear for all of you? Appreciate your quick confirmation. A thumbs up will do, or else a confirmation. If you are sharing the screen, then I can't see your screen. Everyone can see the screen, Abhishek. See the Zoom window, fit in the Zoom window. You all can see the screen, right? The whiteboard where I am writing something. Are you all seeing the blackboard where I am writing with a white font? Thank you all for confirming. Abhishek, please check from your end. All right, let's talk about the third reason why DevOps came in. The third reason is to overcome the drawbacks posed by the traditional methodologies. Let us take about some software development lifecycle. What is an SDLC? What is software development lifecycle? Yes. So I'm talking about SDLC, software development lifecycle. It's nothing but sequence of activities involved in development, right? Like first comes requirement gathering. Requirements should be gathered from the client. Requirement analysis, design, coding, testing, and delivery and maintenance, right? These are the different phases involved. Phases means like it goes one after the other. First, requirements will be gathered, analyzed, then it goes for design, coding, testing, and delivery. That's how it goes. So yes, I'm talking about typical waterfall model which served the industry for decades. Though they served the industry for decades, it posed lot of challenges, right? Both dev team and ops team face lot many challenges because of this model. Like this is very slow model, right? Like let's say development is completed, now coding is completed, it would go for testing after some months, right? Testing delayed would be very costly in multiple ways. Developers have to keep their code aside and have to work on the old code to fix the bugs. This is a slow methodology, right? They have to keep this code aside and fix the bugs in the old code. Means they have to keep the current code aside and fix the bugs in the old code, which will give a lot of pressure to developers. And that's a first drawback. And also, like it's not a flexible model, means it just goes in one direction. Like let's suppose they are in coding. If client comes with new requirements, it's not allowed. No going back. It just goes in one direction from top to bottom. That's why it's called waterfall model. There is no going back allowed. Right, but if it is not flexible to accept the modifications and requirements, let's say they get the requirements on 2025, let's say. The requirements will be freezed and the product will be delivered because it's slow maybe after 2 years. without accepting any changes or requirements or any new requirements or accepting modifications in the requirements. And if they deliver the complete product after 2 years, client doesn't need anymore. Complete software is all delivered at once without any feedback, without any modifications. Client doesn't need it anymore, right? It's a customer facing world. Requirements changes rapidly. If they are not able to handle the requirements, I mean, the modifications and new requirements in the 2 years, they may not need it anymore. So these are all the big challenges faced by development team. Similarly, ops team also face challenges. Like it's a very slow model. They have to maintain the servers up and running for longer durations, right? Poor configuration management. Configuration management is a separate concept. We will learn again it in the coming classes, like we'll use Ansible for this. But just let me tell you in a short, poor configuration management means no proper control on the infra. What's happening on which server, at what time, we don't have any good control on it because everything is manual, right? Also, poor monitoring. No monitoring tools used. It's all monitored manually. If it is one or two servers, you may monitor manually. But if it's huge infrastructure, we need automation for monitoring. We need 24/7 automation, right? So these are all the challenges we have with the waterfall model. To overcome this, Agile came into picture. You might have heard about Agile. The point is not to teach you waterfall or Agile, but to tell you to help you understand the importance of DevOps. I'm just taking a step back to explain this. In Agile also, like Agile is successful to certain extent. Like it can overcome challenges faced by developers, but this is still there. That's where again DevOps came in, which can overcome the challenges for of both the methodologies. So what is DevOps? DevOps is actually a methodology. It's not a tool, it's not a software, it's not just automation. It's a methodology. Mindset of a people should change. It's a cultural change actually. It's a methodology, it's a process, right? And it is not something which you achieve in an overnight. It's a continuous process of improvement and implementation. What is meant by that exactly, right? You might be still having a question. I'll come to that part. But before that, let me also give you a simple hint on how Agile can overcome this challenges. In Agile, there will be something called continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration. The term continuous is important. Means, let us take a week one. A chunk of code A will be developed on week one, right? And then let's say on week two, this chunk of code A means code is developed in bits and parts. Not that after complete coding testing begins like in waterfall model. Here coding, I mean testing happens iteratively. Next week that particular chunk of code A will be tested. Meanwhile, developers are not sitting idle. They will develop another chunk of code B. If you see every week, both development and testing are happening. That's called iterative testing or continuous development, right? Then on week three, like if you see here, at some point of time, both A and B will be combined and tested. Then only it makes a complete product, right? Which is called continuous integration. So this is called continuous development, continuous testing, and continuous integration. Here, testing is happening immediately. Like whenever code is completed a bit of a chunk of code, it goes for testing. So it eliminates this drawback. And because every week there'll be a release, right? Every alternative week there'll be a release. So because there is a release every week, code is always stable and new modifications, new requirements can be accommodated. So this is also welcome. Complete software is not all delivered every week. Every alternative week there will be a release, so client can see their features, they can release them to end users. That's how the releases happen in Agile. So it is overcoming development challenges, but operations are still manual. That's where DevOps came in. How DevOps work exactly? Let me show you. So in DevOps, it's continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, along with the continuous deployment. Any new feature will be deployed and reach end users. Continuous monitoring. Yes, any new feature will be deployed to production servers automatically. Of course, first to lower environments, first to dev environment, staging, prod, I mean pre-prod, and then to prod. Everything automatically, right? Every new feature, it's not that complete software should be delivered. Every new feature will go through this process and it will reach the end users and it will be monitored. This is nothing but the CI/CD pipeline, and this makes the deployments faster. How deployments can be faster? With the containerization concepts, right? They'll deploy first to lower environments, test it, and then deploy to prod. Have you ever wondered how do you see new features delivered overnight? Right? Have you ever wondered? Have you ever thought about it? If you are using Amazon or Facebook or whatever, you see some new features delivered overnight. That is possible with this. All these gigantic companies, or Facebook is the best example which implements the DevOps. In an overnight, every feature can be delivered to production servers automatically. How is that possible? How we will learn in the due course with hands-on. Today I'm trying to explain why DevOps came in, what is it, right? So this is what is DevOps. It's a methodology, it's a process. So it came in to make the deployments faster. It came in to bring a collaboration between the teams. It came in to eliminate the traditional, to eliminate the challenges posed by traditional methodologies like waterfall, agile, and so on. This is why DevOps came in, and this is what is DevOps. Let me deep dive into what is DevOps. So DevOps is this one, right? Anyone, whoever interested to work in this process can become a DevOps engineer, irrespective of their platform. Irrespective of their previous platform or backgrounds. Like you might be a developer. So let's say you are a developer for 15 years. You are writing the code till now. Let's say now you want to become a DevOps engineer. You will be falling into this pipeline. Means there is a separate development team is still there. Developers do not write the code. There is a misunderstanding, misconceptions driven into the groups that DevOps teams write the code. No, there is still development team will be there who write the code. They will continuously write the code, and once they write the code, that will be pulled and execute. I mean, test case will be executed. QA team also will be there, separate QA team who will write the test cases. Test case execution, continuous testing means here test case execution is automated. Code continuous development is done by developers. Whenever they write the code, it will be pulled. Test cases written by testers will be executed there, integrated, deployed, monitored automatically. This is what DevOps team does. Key development team is there, QA team is there, who will write the automated test cases, then DevOps team. Then comes the DevOps team, right? So DevOps team is nothing but who will work in this process of automation. Whoever interested in this process of automation can become a DevOps engineer irrespective of their backgrounds. So you will be working in this part. So where is the collaboration coming in? These teams are working together. Let me differentiate with respect to the teams. If you take a software or a waterfall methodology, there is a development team, there is a testing QA team, ops teams, but each one working in silos, in separation, isolation. Each doesn't understand the challenges of others. Then Agile came in. Because development and testing are happening continuously, iteratively, isn't it? Continuous development testing, they communicate, collaborate well, and these two were brought together, which is called a dev team. But still ops team is left in isolation. Whenever I say dev team, QA also included. Because they are working with a collaboration, it doesn't mean that developers will write the test case or testers will write the code. No, they have their own roles, but they work with a proper collaboration because every week they are this week development happening, immediately next week that is going for testing. So there is a good collaboration, proper understanding. Again, DevOps came in, right, where even these two teams were brought together with a proper understanding, which is called DevOps. This is how it is. DevOps means, like, see, the structure of the team varies from org to org, project to project, and all. There are companies where there is a separate development team who will write the code and a separate DevOps team who will interact, communicate, work together to put their code into pipeline and automate the whole process. In some companies, the same development team will create that. This is called CI/CD pipeline. They'll create their CI/CD pipeline, right? I'll talk about this in a while. Let's forget about this now. So this is how it is. If you want me to differentiate with respect to the process, development is there, okay, testing, deployment, one after the other, deployment and monitoring one after the other in the SDLC model. I mean, waterfall model. Then in Agile, continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, but then deployment is manual. Once everything is done, it would be deployed, and monitoring. But now with the DevOps, it's continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, continuous deployment, continuous monitoring. Everything is automated. The term continuous is very important. This is nothing but the CI/CD pipeline. So DevOps engineer, role of DevOps engineer is he should be working in any part of this pipeline. Different tools are used here. Once developer is ready with the code, okay, developers have completed their code. Of course, it's not the entire application. Maybe some features like there will be sprints and all, like where there will be weekly or bi-weekly releases. So they might be ready with some code changes. Right, once developer is ready with the code, till it reaches the production table, that's a responsibility of a DevOps engineer. Of course, they should take this code to production table automatically. That's what is DevOps. So many process involved, strategies involved, tools involved. That's what we'll be learning in how to implement DevOps throughout this course. We'll be building this CI/CD pipeline from the scratch for multiple applications so that you will get a thorough hands-on. DevOps is 98% is a hands-on. Today, as it's a first day, we were talking about the theoretical things, the high level picture of it. We'll go into the hands-on from the very next class once we start our course. Any questions from anyone in this part? So anyone, whoever interested in this process of automation can become a DevOps engineer. There is no rule or no prerequisite that only these people can become DevOps engineers or else only these fit into the role. Whoever know this process of automation can become a DevOps engineer, and this course is the right place to help you understand this complete process of automation. Any questions from anyone in this part? Any confusions? Anything you want to ask? You can raise your hand and put the query in the Zoom chat, or a confirmation if it is all clear. I would want the sessions to be interactive, so let me know if you have any questions there. Continuous integration is, like I told you, a chunk of code is developed that would be integrated into the system. Means already, let's say the application is there. Okay, let's take about Amazon.in. Its application is there. Now a new feature is developed. Developers have written some code. Testers have written some test cases. Now we will create a pipeline in such a way that whenever developer is ready with the code, that this pipeline would sense it, will pull the code. Okay, we'll pull the code onto the some test servers, execute the test case on it, then integrate, means merge this into the existing application, integrate it, do some integration testing so that it is this new change is not bringing any side effects on the other parts or other existing functionalities. So different types of testing, levels of testing, all those test cases will be executed, then deploy to first to test environments, then staging environments, then pre-prod, then to prod environment, and then monitored. So the integration is merging a new feature into the system and test it again. Right? We will also like a hands-on, we'll go for hands-on on all these parts. Hope this much is clear for everyone. Are we good? Thank you all for confirming. I am expecting response from each and every one of you. So This is what is DevOps is all about. So the roles and responsibilities are like you might be working in any stage of this pipeline. Apart from this, there is also infrastructure setup needed with Terraform. Kubernetes clusters will be there. We need to go for deployments on those Kubernetes clusters. We need to go for configuration with Ansible. These are all also the roles. We will exactly look into the scenarios what developers would be working on, right? All of that will be covered in the course. And like I said, okay, let me just give you some understanding. There will be different types of projects in the organizations. Like I told you, it depends on the org as well. It depends on startups. It depends on how big companies will work and all. So let me just give you some example. There will be a development team who will write the code and who will also create their CI/CD pipelines, right? Then DevOps team, any issue comes in, any broken pipelines, anything broken, that will be sent to DevOps. It means that's called DevOps support. Okay, that could be a project, or else development team will be there. They will just write the code. That's all. There will be a DevOps team for every development team. For every development team means for every project there will be development team, separate DevOps team, separate QA team. They will create the CI/CD pipelines. This is DevOps core DevOps team. Sometimes we call it as DevOps development. DevOps development means it's not DevOps will write the code. It's about they create the CI/CD pipelines, everything from the scratch. Okay. Or in some companies, particularly for startups, there might be like a single DevOps team who will work for all the broken pipelines or else creating from scratch and all. It depends on how many, maybe if it is a startup, it's simply 10 projects, right? So the DevOps team might be working from the scratch to create pipelines for all the projects. If any broken pipelines, they'll be fixing it and all. So if it is a support, you might be getting a support ticket via Jira or ServiceNow, right? Or else if it is anything like that could be a Jira story. Even DevOps team will have the sprint where Jira stories will be created, will be receiving the task as a Jira story. Again, they'll have the sprints. DevOps lead or manager will prioritize, and also the product lead will be engaged where they'll prioritize the task, and that's how they'll be taken in their sprints. So that's how you get the different DevOps tasks. So the task could be anything about the broken pipelines or creating new stage in their pipelines, creating new um, phases in the pipeline, or else it could be about creating the infrastructure, or else cluster management, or else it could be about high availability of the application. These are all the requirements, and those comes as the the task for a DevOps engineer, day-to-day task of a DevOps engineer. Whatever we cover here will cover, I mean, we'll be covering those day-to-day tasks so that you can cover them in the interview as well. Right here, I'm just giving you a high level picture. We will like deep dive into those things. And that's a reason, like, let's say you are a developer. You still want to continue as a developer only because you like the development and all. You don't want to become a DevOps engineer. But still, all of them, whoever working in that methodology should learn DevOps. Right? Because see, like I told you, in some projects, development team, they themselves create CI/CD. They have to at least containerize and share the application because the way of handing over the application changed, right? They are not just handing over the artifact like we discussed in the beginning. They'll hand over the containerized Docker image. So even though you don't become a DevOps engineer, if you are working in a methodology, you should learn these things. So everyone should learn these tools and the strategies and the methodology, right? Almost every zygotic company is already implementing it. In couple of years, almost everyone will get into this DevOps methodology. It's a right time to invest your effort and time and learn such tools. Also, the CI/CD pipeline, initially, like many people will be involved in creating it. Once it is created and set up, of course, people are needed to support it, to fix it, right? But less people are needed. Only the strongest with this skill set will survive in the market, right? So everyone should know this process of automation because like so many advanced tools are coming up, a lot of things are coming in, AI is coming up. So the strongest person with the skill set will survive in the market. It's not just you know these tools you get on. You need to be expertise in it. How do you become expertise? By learning from the basics till advanced thoroughly. That's how this learning will help you. people are like, there is still scarcity of DevOps engineers. We get lot of profiles. They just keep all the tools, but when we question them, like when during the interviews, candidates would fail because the lack of fundamentals, the lack of expertise. They just know they are just using the tools. That's all. But we need, the market needs the people with the real expertise. That's where this course will help you. So that is what we were discussing. Like whatever we have discussed till now is all documented here, like waterfall methodology, the drawbacks, the agile, everything, right? Roles and responsibilities were also discussed here, and the skills of a DevOps engineer. Before we go on, any questions from anyone? Are we good? Good to go? A quick confirmation will help me. Thumbs up, or you can use the Zoom chat to confirm. Can I go on? Right. Even during the period of recession, DevOps is the one which is blooming, and people are getting calls and people are getting offers for DevOps. That's a demand it has got. So the right people would always be having a place. So you have to invest your time in learning such tools and technologies. Here, it's not just learning a tool and move on. We will deep dive into it, covering the real scenarios and the interview questions which you face in the during the interviews, right? All of those will be helping you. So like we were talking about the roles and the skills, these are the tools I'm covering, like Git, Maven, Jenkins, Docker. Of course, under Docker, it's a vast content: Docker Compose, Docker Swarm, Ansible, Terraform, Kubernetes. Yeah, Docker Swarm is placed here. Again, in Kubernetes, EKS, the Elastic Kubernetes service, a paid service of Kubernetes, is also covered, which is having a lot of demand in the market, right? And the monitoring tools like Prometheus, Grafana will be covered, and the AWS services, which are needed for demos, will be covered. This is just a brief content. You can see the content on the website. I'll take you to that in some time. Tools are categorized like version control tools, build automation tools, continuous integration tools, and all. Here we are covering one tool under the category, which is a market leader. You should learn one tool under the category, right? That's what we are doing here. Not that you learn all the tools in the category. Like if you take version control systems, there are so many like SV and TFS and all. You have to master one tool. Companies are also looking for, if you need one tool, you can switch over the other tools easily because they follow the same concepts and analogies. So expertise one tool. Similarly, I get questions, should I learn DevOps on AWS or Azure? Any cloud is fine. Like I told you, interview panel will look at the people. If they know one cloud, they expect they can switch on to other clouds. Again, concepts, analogies would be similar, and also tools are evolving day by day. It's not that people should stick up with the one tool, right? They should be flexible enough to switch over. So that is the main thing. And of course, again, the AWS is the market leader, which I'm covering. So that's how the tools were selected, which are the market leaders in each category. And every tool will deep dive into it from basics till advanced. I'm stressing this point because that is the crucial part which helps you work in the projects and which help you stand out of the crowd. The person with the strongest skill set will survive in the market, right? And this is the CI/CD pipeline. If you see here, developers will write the code, right? And they place it here. Once they place the code, we will create a pipeline such that which will which will pull it, do the builds. I will learn what is building and all. Then execute the test cases, then deploy it using Docker, Kubernetes, configuring it with Ansible, provision the infrastructure with Terraform. Each tool has got uh, its own requirement, its own place. So once deployed, monitor it and send the feedback to the respective teams, right? This is the CI/CD pipeline, and this CI/CD pipeline, we will learn DevOps here irrespective of the platform. By the completion of this course, you will be able to implement DevOps on either on-premise or on cloud and anywhere. As an example of the cloud, I am covering AWS here, right? So you will learn DevOps thoroughly, and you can implement it on any platform after this course. Here, if you see, there were many tools engaged in this pipeline, right? The process will be, we'll be starting with Git in this course. Okay, we will master it. Okay, we will learn from the basics till advanced. We'll master it. We'll cover all real scenarios, learn it thoroughly. And it's not just, okay, learn each tool one by one more. Learn it, come back and integrate it into the pipeline this way. Integrate it. Then go back, then learn Jenkins the same way. Zoom into each tool, learn it thoroughly, then come back and engage it into the pipeline. Then learn MAM and engage in the pipeline. That's how step by step we'll build this pipeline. This pipeline creation end to end will take some couple of months. We will do that in this course on multiple projects. Like we'll be covering it on a monolithic application. We'll be also covering it on a microservice application so that you get a good exposure and a complete hands-on. Each tool has its own purpose and the requirement, like a containerization tool, container orchestrator tool, configuration management tool, infrastructure provisioning tool, monitoring tool, test tool, build tool, continuous integration tool, and so on. Any questions from anyone? Thank you all for confirming that there were no questions and it is all clear. Let me know if you have any questions. Just a second. So how do we facilitate this? Okay, we were talking about, okay, we will learn these tools thoroughly and all, but how do we do the labs? Like how do we facilitate this complete learning, right? So this is the website, preetidevops.com. If you go to this website, this is the huge knowledge base available here, right? This, okay, first let me take you to this. The actual classes starts from July 27th, right? And at the same timing 7:30. And if you want to purchase this course, you can go here and you will see a special offer only for today, as we are having a demo today. Here is the coupon code available and you can purchase this. This offer is available only for today, right? You can purchase this. So why you should purchase this course? What are the benefits of this course? Let me take you through. Once you go to this course, right, just go here for live training. And here you will see LMS trial access. We are providing with LMS learning management system, right? Go here for trial access. Everyone can sign up. Okay, create some free account. Okay, go here, create some profile, free account with some Gmail ID. You will get, you will be able to log in here. Right here, I'm just logging into this one, this batch, some Feb batch or whatever. 1 second. Okay, this is your LMS. So how did we design this course and how is it able to, like, how are we able to provide this course within 2 months, right? See, DevOps and every tool is too vast. Here, this LMS learning management system is created by curating all our experience. With my experience in the real world, with my experience into the training, I could understand what are the market needs, what are the things candidates are looking for, like what are the blockers for the candidates to get into DevOps. Well, what is a blocker, like how to overcome this blocker? Because the main blocker will be hands-on. During the hands-on they might be stuck up, or though to overcome this, we are providing a separate private WhatsApp group where you can post your queries, the screenshots to get the resolution. And also we teach the class, and if we move on after the class without providing proper content, proper documentation notes to the candidates, again, that's a blocker for them because they cannot complete the hands-on for the next day. So this will help you. We have created a plethora of the knowledge of the content here. If you see, this is a day one, so that's just we have it. But if you just go to the next class, like let's say when we start the tools, if you see here, there'll be lab exercises, quiz and interview questions for that particular day. Means we have the split up of the interview questions, the assignments day wise. On day one, let's say we have learned something on Git, lab exercises relevant to the topics covered, quiz relevant to the topic covered, interview questions relevant to the topic covered, so that people master the things day wise, and by the end of the course they'll be ready to market themselves, right? It's not just after complete the course you start learning. DevOps material is available over the internet across. You can learn from anywhere. But why you should enroll for this course? This kind of detailed explanation, and then the structure, the split up, the design of the course, what should be covered on day 2, what is on day 2, what is on day 3, what are the topics people should focus on, what is the company, what is the market needs, what are the things interviews should be clear, sorry, what are the things people should learn to clear the interviews. That is the agenda of creating it. If you see here, step by step lab assignments, so that you can complete your assignments, you can complete your hands-on before you come to the next class. That's how you get prepared within 2 months. It's not that you learn the course for 6 months, then you come up after 1 year and to the market to put your resume. That doesn't work, right? You have to thrive in when the market is hot, not that when the boom is gone and then, right? So if people want to make a switch over the career quickly, this is the right forum, right platform, right? So day wise quiz, this is to register yourself with the topics. You can retake this quiz a number of times and check your understanding. And the interview questions, particularly, these were created from my personal experience. It's not just a dump. These were created from the personal experience when I sit in the interview panel or collected from the candidates who cleared the interviews. So that's how we prepare this. And they were also like the different, they categorized level wise, like beginner interview questions, intermediate, advanced, or scenario based questions, and so on. Each day topic wise also available. Like let's say you have an interview schedule within 2 days, this is the right place to go through, right? And I'll share these links in the Zoom chat so that you can also go through that. Okay, I'm sharing them in the Zoom chat. So this is all the content prepared with the perfect planning and the design, so that we will be like covering the things needed to become or switch over your career, right? The lab assignments, the quizzes day wise, the interview questions, all of them will help you. And day wise recordings will be available posted here. If you miss the class, we also have lot of passive learners, like who are from attending from different time zones, so they watch the recording. So recording will be posted here, and the relevant interview questions, lab exercises, and all of you will be added to a private WhatsApp group where you can post your queries, post the screenshots, everything. Like if you are stuck up during the hands-on, you can post the screenshot of the with the error or your queries. That's how this will help, right? Okay, there were some questions. Let me go through them. Okay, there is a question from Sunny. Can freshers get entry in DevOps directly? I have completed BCA and can I get into DevOps field after learning it? What is the expected salary? See, freshers do have openings. You can go to Naukri or any job portal and search for it. Freshers do have openings for DevOps. If a fresher has this knowledge of the tools, that's an added advantage benefit for them. Companies need not provide, I mean, need not spend some time and some cost on providing separate training for them on these tools. That's an added advantage. There are many people, many freshers who got selected for DevOps roles. So definitely, yes, freshers have the scope. And the salary, exact salary number, you have also the portals where you can check that. Definitely DevOps engineers are the ones who are paid very good when compared with the other technologies as of now. And if you check the general trends, it's almost 5 to 8 lakhs for beginners for DevOps. That's a general number, but the actual number, or else if you need more information, check on the salary trends. You can also get more information over there. Any more questions from anyone? So as of now, you can create a free account for this LMS, and you will be getting some couple of days of free access. Also, you can check that, right? All the lab notes available here, and all the details available, how to purchase and all. If you need any help, any career guidance, you can reach out to on this number. This is the number of our trainings like this is Mr. Raj, who will be our training advisor, counselor for our trainings. He has got vast experience and he's the right person to provide the career guidance. You can reach out to him, call him directly, or WhatsApp him for any queries you have. Certificates provided by anyone will not be valid, Sunny, right? Like only the certificates provided by the particular vendor of the products will be valid. For DevOps, there is no general certification. You have to do certification of individual tools like Kubernetes, Terraform, and so on. Okay, certification is not required. The expertise you have to put in your resume and showcase in the interview is the one which is needed. And Kiran says, I have 14.6 years experience in US. One second, it got scrolled up. There were so many messages coming, they were getting scrolled up. Sorry. Let me read again. I have 14.6 years experience in US, healthcare, US, UK, Canada, property casualty insurance, currently working as a manager. I would like to switch IT domain, and also I'm from engineering background, passed out in 2009. I have worked in all MNCs. Please help me out. How career transition post this course? Definitely, Kiran, you can reach out to us on WhatsApp. There are many people who have vast experience and moving to trying to switch over their career to DevOps. Definitely, this is the right forum. Please reach out to us on WhatsApp, and we can help you. And also, like, we can help you with the tailor-made resumes, how you can put your like expertise to your projects, and all will guide you with that also. Please ping on this WhatsApp number. Okay, we'll call you back. We can connect and discuss on the personal requirements which suits your profile. Definitely experienced candidates, managers, freshers, or people from different backgrounds. Let's say you might be a database admin, you want to make a switch. Yes, it's perfectly possible. How to create your resume for that, how do you relate your existing work to DevOps, all of that will help you with. So feel free to reach out to us, and any more questions, please let us know. And there is also like another lab notes we are providing. Okay, this is for like a documentation on whatever we're doing. Apart from lab notes, this is another notes which we are providing. Like if you see, go to any particular tool like Ansible. Just a second. Any tool you can go here. The course was divided into modules, and we have day-wise split up of the topics. And if you just go to any particular topic, you have the complete notes step by step, including the files we create, everything with the screenshots. So that's how you can make your hands-on easy, simple. That's how you move on. There is a wrong notion that DevOps needs development coding. No, these are all templates, the formats where you can write your playbooks, which is not a coding. So all of this notes will help you to pick up your learning and help you learn in a structured way, in the right way. You should go in a right way. So this is all created with our experience. So we are a team of people who work for this, and that's how with all the curated documents are available here, which helps you pick up or speed up your learning and go in the right direction as per the market needs. That's the platform. That's where we are to help you. Any questions from anyone in this part? And one more thing, coming to the lab, which is again very important. How do you do the lab, right? We are providing with a lab setup, which everyone can do on your own system. Like actually we'll be using the AWS setup for free. Like we will create a free account on AWS, and that's where we do the lab. So you can do your lab at your own pace, at your convenience, which is the most critical part of the training. So all the lab setup, how to set up your lab, everything is available here, right? How to connect to instances, how to set up and all. So we'll also do help you with that in the live classes for doing this. For CCAT certificate, this training is sufficient. This training would be definitely needed to go through the certifications. But if you know, certifications perspective will be different. Like if you take certification is like a competitive exam with the shortcuts and all. That's how the certification differs from the actual work you do. Right? Actual work you do in the real world could be like you would be descriptive, whereas in the certifications it would be like a you should be responsive quickly and you should complete it with the shortcuts and all. But CCAT certification is definitely a hands-on one, which needs a lot of expertise in Kubernetes, right? So this training will help you learn the complete concepts of CCAT, but there were specific topics which we don't use in real time, but still the certification needs it. Those topics you can explore after learning this course. You can learn them on your own and get through it. That's how the certification is different from the course. The course main agenda is to work in the projects, right? This knowledge is definitely needed to clear the interviews, but there might be certain topics and the perspective to answer the questions might be different in the certification, which needs a separate learning. This training will help you as a foundation to go to the next step of certification. Without this, going straight away to the certification would be challenging. Hope I answered the question, Abhishek. Any more queries from anyone? So that is all I have as a high level big picture of DevOps. Any queries, any confusions, anything you want to clear up, please reach out on this number. If you want to talk to me also, you can get appointment from Mr. Raj and talk to me and yeah, go through the LMS, explore the website where you see a plethora of information regarding the topics we cover and all. The syllabus is also available. We will be covering beyond the syllabus. Again, the syllabus there are few topics that are not highlighted here in the syllabus, but which will be covered. Like we are covering JFrog as well. Argo CD is covered. Those are not listed in the syllabus because syllabus is not updated. Here is the syllabus, right? Additional to this part will be covered in the actual training. All the links were shared with you. Go through it and avail this offer. This is the best offer we can provide you, which is available only for today. Use the coupon code and avail the offer. Any questions or help needed to avail this offer and purchase the course, you can again reach out to Mr. Raj. And the coupon code is VD700. It is valid only for today. If you are serious to make a switch your career to DevOps, you are in the right hands. So choose wisely. And anything else you have, any questions, any other things you want to discuss? Rajat, what do you mean by online courses? Are you talking about the self-paced course? Yes, Sudeep. VD700 is the coupon code. Use capital VD700. This is the coupon code. It's valid only for today, so avail the offer. That's the best price. And Rajat, if it is a self-paced courses, if you are looking for self-paced training, like the video training, you can reach out to Mr. Raj because I'm working in USA, so joining live classes would be difficult. Okay, if you are from US time zone, like there were two options, Rajat. There were many people who are from US, UK, where the timing doesn't suit. The thing is they will watch the recording at their own timing every day and they'll be into the WhatsApp group, live WhatsApp group. So it just works like a normal batch. Only they watch the video posted there. That's one thing you can do. Or else you can go for the video training, only the self-paced one where the link and all the description is available there, right? You can also reach out to Mr. Raj to get more information on the self-paced training. Yes, Sudeep, interview preparation will help you with like if you need any help during your interviews, particularly like how to present yourself, how to prepare your resume, how to handle the interview questions will help you with. And yes, referrals, if you have anything in our circle which were forwarded, kind of, yes, we'll do. Live training will help you complete your assignments, labs day by day, so that you will stay motivated because it's a group of people. It's you are not alone, right? That's how the live training benefits of live training are. You are in a group and there will be continuous discussions going in the WhatsApp group, and the live training will help you boost your confidence, and you will stay motivated and stay with the group, and you will learn within a group. Those are the advantages of the live training over the self-paced courses. But if the timing is a concern, again, you can be a passive learner of the live training, or else if you want to still go with your own way, that's a self-paced training there. Again, self-paced training will get all the benefits. If you are self-motivated person, yes, you can go for it. Okay, there's a question from Avinash. If we purchase this course, do we get access to pre-recorded lectures for self-learning so that we can go through the topics before the lecture? Yes, exactly, Avinash. If you enroll for this course today, it's the 6th of July, right? If you purchase the live training today with the coupon code VD700, which is available only for today, yes, you will get all the, you'll get a one batch of pre-recordings as well. Means one set of recordings so that you can go through them before the actual class starts from 27th July. Interview questions will be covered in the daily classes, Tejasri. Like whenever I cover a topic, all the irrelevant interview questions will be covered. That's how interview questions are there in the videos. Apart from this, there is a particular set of interview questions which I have shown you some time back. Okay, you have the interview questions here also. Topic-wise interview questions were there, day-wise interview questions are there, and there's a very good feedback with these interview questions. These interview questions have got a very good feedback. People have got selected, clear their interviews by going through these interview questions, by going through this channel a couple of days before the interview. So that's how they were very valuable, worth going through this definitely before your interview. Two topic wise, tool wise interview questions are there, level wise are there. You have everything available here. And I have shared the link as well. Sudeep says, I'm a software engineer with 2.5 years experience. Can I still switch? Yes, of course, Sudeep. There is no restriction with only this experience level people should shift. Only people from these backgrounds should be able to switch. People from any background or from any experience levels can make a switch. All the prerequisites will be covered in the course. Of course, there is no prerequisite. The thing is, we'll cover everything from basics so that you don't have to think, okay, I don't know Git, I haven't used it. Can I learn Git? Or else I'm new to Kubernetes, I never have done any deployments, can I learn Kubernetes? Those questions you don't need to have. And also companies are looking for people with a different experience levels, because see, take an example, any project, there'll be different levels of people in the project, isn't it? Let's say, okay, development project, you all know development teams very well. There'll be a junior developer, a senior developer, a senior most person, a manager or a lead, right? Same is the case in DevOps team also. There'll be people with different experience levels, because there were different tasks which cater to different experience levels. Not that only experienced people will do even the simple tasks. Juniors also needed in the DevOps team. Fresher is needed, 3 years person is needed, 5 years one is needed. Everyone have their tasks. In self-learning course or interview questions available. This complete set will be available for everyone, Tejasri. If you get access to LMS, you will get all of these things. Any more queries? So before we close here, I would like to remind about the offer available for today. Please avail the offer. That's the best price available. That's an unbeatable price. Don't miss this offer. And the second thing is, thank you all once again for joining today on your Sunday morning. Thank you all so much. Thanks for your interest. And if you are serious to make a move, please avail the offer and get enrolled. Any help needed, please reach out to Mr. Raj. Tejasri, please reach out to Mr. Raj or share your contact. We can call you back for all the details regarding the self-learning. Please reach out on this WhatsApp number. Here what you see. Okay, this is your contact number. Sure, we'll call you back, Tejasvi, on those details. Thank you all once again. Have a good day. Happy Sunday. See you all. Bye, everyone. Good day. And you'll receive a call back, Tejasvi. Thank you.